Hey, this is Lewis from SoFly, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a cool modern header using Oxygen. So we'll go ahead and add a section to the page, and inside the section we'll put an image. It's going to be our logo, so we'll set the logo URL, just paste that in. And this is too big, so we'll set the height to something less. 50, 35 looks, 30 looks pretty good for this. And then we want to float this on the left. So go to position, float left. And we don't want it to be right up against the edge of the section. So we could use container padding here to do that, 20 pixels on either side. But I want to have some full height buttons in the nav bar. So instead of using container padding, I'm just going to use margin on the logo image itself. Note that the margin will not apply correctly unless you set the float. If the float's none, margin won't apply here. Okay, so here we go. Logo on the left, 20 pixels margin on either side. And now let's do the nav bar. So add a div. This is going to be our nav bar. I'm going to set this to float on the right. And inside the div, we're just going to have a bunch of nav links. So I'll add a text link. I will call this nav link. And the style we want for these links is for the link text to be centered in the menu, and then when you mouse over the link, you get a little border above, right aligned with the top of the nav bar. So to do that, I'm just going to set padding on the link itself. So let's try 20 pixels on all sides, and then we'll amp that up until this is about the size of the nav bar. Okay, right there, as you can see, the nav bar changes size when we add that extra pixel of padding, so we won't do it. There we go, 24 pixels on all sides is perfect. I'll just call this home, and then duplicate it a few times. Okay, so here are our navbar links. Now let's just go ahead and style these. So I'm going to go with 15 pixel font size. Actually, now that I'm 14 pixel, now that I'm changing the font size, I better tweak the padding again. So let's see. Oh, there we go. 25 pixels on either side centers, or we'll say 26 pixels on either side centers these links nicely. And we'll go with black text, maybe slightly gray, and then on mouse over we're going to add a 3-pixel border above the links. So we'll go state, hover, border, top, 3-pixel, solid, and we'll just go with a nice blue right there. Okay, so when you hover over the links, you get a 3-pixel border. Now the problem is that actually moves the nav links down. So what we have to do is, instead of having 26 pixels of padding on the top, since the border is adding extra 3 pixels, we'll go to the hover state and just put 23 pixels of padding on the top of the link. And now the links won't move when we mouse over, and we have a nice header. Now, as a nice finishing touch, we're just going to turn this sign up nav link into an actual sign up button. So we'll just kill the nav link class off the sign up button, and then we'll just style it individually. So let's see, we probably want the same color as the border. So let's just paste that as the background color. Then we'll set the text to white, same size as the nav links, 14 pixels. And then we'll just go ahead and add some padding. Let's say 8 pixels of padding on the top and the bottom, 15 on the left and the right. And we'll go with a 3-pixel border radius. And maybe we want the same amount of space between the About and Store links as we do between the About and the Sign Up button. So we'll just go ahead and add, let's see, 26 pixels on the right there, so we'll just go ahead and add 26 pixels on the left for the margin. Maybe that's a bit too much. So let's just eyeball it, get it looking good. Okay, there we go. That's how to create a modern nav bar in Oxygen. I'll add a section with a slightly different background color so you can see how good it actually looks. Okay, there you go. Modern nav bar in Oxygen. In part 2, I will show you how to make this responsive.